today. So I will explain about undergraduate KOSEN and STC of the MEXT scholarship. MEXT stands for the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sport, Science, and Technology. The embassy takes care of recruitment and selection in India. I'm in charge of it. There are 3 programs at the undergraduate level. So please note that you can only apply for one of the 3 programs. So first, undergraduate program. This program is for those who wish to pursue a bachelor's degree at the Japanese National University. These scholars will take 1-year preparatory education first, and then enroll in a Japanese university for 4 years. So the program is 5 years in total. To apply for this program, the qualifications and conditions listed in the guidelines and the following conditions must be fulfilled. Number 1, if you have completed your grade 12 in or before 2026, then minimum 80% marks are required. Number 2, for students who don't have their grade 12 result at the time of the application, 80% marks are required in their grade 10 along with a provisional document from the current school certifying that the applicant is expected to score more than 80% in their 2027 grade 12 board examinations. So next, College of Technology, KOSEN. KOSEN is a special school in Japan. I think this is similar to Polytechnic College in India. KOSEN offers a comprehensive 5-year program for junior high school graduates and offers education programs to develop hands-on engineers with world-class expertise and ability to handle the latest technology. There is focus on lab work, practical work, and hands-on exercises, as well as the acquisition of advanced theoretical knowledge. Most departments in KOSEN are related to the engineering field. It is important to understand that under KOSEN, students don't get a bachelor degree, but they can get an associate degree. If a grantee graduates from KOSEN is admitted for enrollment in an advanced course at a KOSEN or in a Japanese National University as a 3rd-year transfer student and has an outstanding academic achievement that meets certain criteria, he or she may have the period of his or her scholarship extend upon successful examination by MEXT. Under the application guidelines, MEXT calls for applicants who will study in a 1-year preparatory course and then will be enrolled directly into the 3rd year of the course at the College of Technology, KOSEN, and receive specialized education for 3 years. So in total, it's a 4-year program. To apply for this program, the qualifications and conditions listed in guidelines and the following conditions must be fulfilled. All applicants with a minimum of 65% marks in grade 10 by 2026 are eligible to apply. So next, STC, Specialized Training College offering post-secondary courses are called professional training colleges and are one of the institution type classified as higher education institutions. These colleges provide the know-how, technology, and skills useful in one's future job and life, as well as an improved education. So MEXT scholarships of this program is for 3 years, including 1 year preparatory education. It's important to understand that under STC, students don't get a bachelor degree, but they can get a certificate. There are 6 fields and many kinds of subjects in each field. Subjects such as computer, cosmetology, and barber, or nursing welfare, business, animation, manga, and design are offered. If you want to be an animator in the future, so please try STC. To apply for this program, the qualifications and conditions listed in the guidelines and the following conditions must be fulfilled. Number 1, if you have completed your grade 12 in or before 2026, then minimum 60% marks are required. Number 2, for students who don't have their grade 12 result at the time of the application, 60% marks are required in their grade 10, along with a provisional document from the current school certifying that the applicant is expected to score more than 60% in their 2027 grade 12 board examinations. So around 12 candidates from India are recommended from India for each of these programs. So last year, 11 UZ, 12 KOSEN, and 12 STC students passed the final selection. So MEXT select them based on their scores on the written test in the final screening. So MEXT is accepting applications for this program from all over the world, and the top applicants with the highest scores on the written test from a global pool of shortlisted candidates will eventually be accepted. So next slide. This is selection schedule. The applications opened on April 23rd. The application deadline is 25th May for the academic year 2027. The institution to which you submit your application is different depending on the program you are applying for and the state you live in. So please check the embassy's website for details. So the UZ written test will be held on 20th June, and the KOSEN and STC written test will be held on 27th June. So details will be informed to shortlisted candidate by the embassy or consulate. So interviews will be conducted by online. The schedule on this slide is the embassy's schedule. So consulates may conduct interviews on different dates. We plan to notify the results of the first screening by the end of July. So overview explanation is complete. For details, please check the guidelines and the embassy's website. So this slide shows the contact information for embassy staff in charge of MEXT scholarships. So if you have any questions, please contact him at any time. So please take a photo. And finally, we look forward to receiving as many applications as possible. So thank you for listening to my explanation. We wish you all the best. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Nakayama-san. And okay, next, we have a current scholarship recipients joining us today, and I would like to invite Mr. Devanarayanan Sharma. Mr. Sharma-san, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I'm visible, so just give me a second to share my screen. Uh, yes. Is it visible?
Not yet. It's
Oh,
coming though.
okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Give me a second. All right. Hmm. I'm sorry, it just became a bit slow all of a sudden, so just bear with me for a second.
Okay, I can see.
Okay. Yeah. So I hope it's visible.
Yes, yes, I can see.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. My name is Devnaran Sharma, and I'm a current MEXT undergraduate student. I was a part of the 2022 batch of MEXT students, and today I'd like to talk a bit about my experiences here in Japan and who I am and what I've been through in the 4+ ish years that I've been here. So, in India, I'm from Kerala, the southern state, and I'm currently a fourth year undergraduate student at the Institute of Science Tokyo, which was formerly the Tokyo Institute of Technology. I'm a mechanical engineering major, and I'm currently living in Tokyo as of now. So before I go into the specifics, I'm pretty sure Mr. Nakayama already mentioned a bit about the MEXT scholarship, but just to give a small recap, the MEXT UG scholarship is a fully funded scholarship to study at the Japanese universities at the undergraduate level. And it's funded by the government of Japan, or more specifically, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology of Japan. Now, this scholarship includes a tuition fee waiver and a monthly stipend, which was also introduced earlier. And there are two tracks to the MEXT UG scholarship, which is the embassy recommended and the university recommended. And I myself am an embassy recommended MEXT UG scholar. And what that entails is 1 year of Japanese language preparatory course, which is then followed by 4 years of the usual undergraduate degree. And this, well, scholarship gives you entry to the national universities in Japan. And the courses that you get through the embassy recommended MEXT UG scholarship track are all in Japanese. So this means that you can go for the major of your choice once you get the scholarship. But in Japan, the fact of the matter is that most of the UG degrees are offered mostly in Japanese. So your courses would be in Japanese. There are certain universities, top universities as well, that are currently striving to get more and more, English language courses in. But as of now, most of the undergraduate courses are taught mostly in Japanese. But the 1 year language preparatory course, it prepares you for that as well, as you will see in a bit. So in my journey in Japan, the first year was the preparatory year where you learn Japanese. And this was done for me, at least because I'm a natural science stream student. I study engineering. So for me, this was done in the Center for Japanese Language and Culture in Osaka University, and specifically the Mino campus of the university. And this is the campus, as you can see. And just next to it, the building that you see is the dormitory that we stayed in. So the commute was very, quick. It was a 1 minute commute from the dormitory to the university. And in this presentation, I'll just mostly be focusing on the stuff that I experienced so that you have a realistic idea of how it works. And in this preparatory year, what we mainly did was study Japanese mainly, of course, because this year is designed to get you better at Japanese, get you to a level good enough that you can go through your university degree in Japanese. But of course, they do teach you physics, chemistry, and math in Japanese. So that's the thing, so that you're equipped to go to university. And for those of you who, let's say, qualify for the more biology part of things, like, for example, pharmacy and stuff like that, I think you have biology courses as well. Now, in this year, what happens is that you have major exams in September and December, and you're evaluated on the scores of that as well. And based on your scores and the preference of universities you would like to go, you are allotted, or rather you qualify for the national university that you will be going to. And I feel like a lot of people that attend this webinar would have this doubt as to, I don't know Japanese yet. Okay, what can I do? So the thing is, in this preparatory year, the teachers that you get, they're like really, really helpful, and they will do their best to teach you Japanese within that short span of time. And if you're familiar with the JLPT exam, so it is said that the people who graduate from this program usually have their Japanese level to about an N2 level. So it's a pretty comprehensive program that is designed to get you up to speed on Japanese. So that should not be a worry, but as long as you put in the effort yourself. And about this program, so this is where all the natural science people in my year went to. And we had people from a lot of countries like Korea, Indonesia, Australia, a lot of countries. So it's a very global environment where you can meet a lot of new people, make a lot of new friends from different countries. And it's a pretty good environment to be in. And once you graduate, you then proceed to various national universities in Japan. And in my case, I ended up at the Tokyo Institute of Technology, but we'll get to that in a minute. So this is the city where the language year was, the preparatory year was. In my case, it's a city called Mino, and it was a bit in the mountain side of Osaka, but it still had like metro stations and stuff. And it's a very, very beautiful, pretty scenic place. It has a quasi national park where there are a lot of like hiking trails and stuff. And I used to go there on my weekends to just relax and have a good stroll in nature. So it's a pretty beautiful place, as are most places in Japan. But yeah, so just a side note. Now, in 2023, after graduating from the preparatory year, I proceeded to the Tokyo Institute of Technology, as it was known at the time. The thing is, I think a year and a half ago, we changed our name to the Institute of Science Tokyo after merging with another university. And my major is mechanical engineering, and the university I'm in right now is ranked number 15 in the world for my subject. So that's a pretty good deal for me, I guess. And the campus I go to is the Okayama campus, which is situated in Meguro City, Tokyo. And how my university life went was that, in general, in the first year, you got common subjects that are common for all engineering students, or most students in general, like math, physics, chemistry, and other stuff among that. And from second year onwards, you go into the more like engineering like subjects. And second and third year are mostly that. And in between, I picked up an internship and stuff as well. And this is the unique part that I find about doing a bachelor's in Japan, which is that in your fourth year, you get allotted to a research lab, and you conduct your research, work on a research project, and you write a thesis, which is what leads to your graduation in your bachelor's. Right. So I'd also like to talk a little bit about the Japanese university system here as well. So, it shouldn't be too different from the Indian education system, but you've got, of course, lectures, you've got your exams, you've got your reports, and they count for your grades. But the unique part is that if you come under the MEXT UG scholarship, then more likely than not, you're going to be taking your courses in Japanese, which means that your lectures, your exams, and your reports are in Japanese. Now, this can be a challenge, but if you put in a little bit of extra effort, it's easily overcome. And it becomes much more enjoyable as well after that. And the other unique part that I find is that there is this lab culture, which is that, in your final year, and if you go to masters and stuff, you belong to a lab and you conduct your research. So it's not all just exam oriented. You've got a bit of healthy research as well. And that's one other thing that I believe Japanese universities are really known for, or at least in my case, Tokyo Tech is really, really known for its research. So the lab culture really helps do that as well. So you get a lot of collaborative research. You've got lab seminars where you present your research. All this develops in helping. All this helps in developing a lot of like essential skills, I would say. And as for the campus life, you of course got beautiful campuses that you can just walk around. And most campuses that I've been to in most universities, they have some sort of like walkway with sakura trees, so you can enjoy that in spring. And student clubs and circles are very, very big in Japan. So for example, we've got like engineering related circles and clubs in Tokyo Tech, such as the rocket club or robotics club, etc. But of course, we've got the good old sports related clubs as well. So clubs are a big part of student life here in Japan. And if you get in, I would highly, highly recommend you join a club or a circle and enjoy your life to the fullest here. And one other thing is that in Japan, in most universities, people who go on to work in their major, in the field of their major, they usually go for a master's degree as well. So that makes them highly qualified for the job that they go to. And that's sort of a common practice here. And that's also what I'm in my final year right now, but that's also what I will probably be doing, which is going to master's. So that is another thing. And a lot of students go for internships in their third year. So that's an added plus to you as well. And in your penultimate year of study, be it in your bachelor's or master's, whatever, you go for job hunting and you get a job at company. So one thing that you have to note is that in India, campus placements are a big thing. But here in Japan, it does depend a lot on you and how you approach companies. It's more like self-centered, I would say. But it's a pretty good thing because the kind of skills that you get while studying here make you fully qualified to do it. So I don't think that's something to be worried about. And here are just a few random, snapshots from Tokyo, where I live. So on the left, you've got the iconic Asakusa Temple. And on the right, you've got the Meiji Jingu, which is a big shrine here in Tokyo. Right. And as for career opportunities, right? So these are some, huge companies in Japan, and you might probably know them as well because they're MNCs, multinational corporations as well. And you, as a MEXT scholar, are most likely a bilingual talent, if not a trilingual talent, because a lot of people here, I believe, know more than 3 languages. So as such a talent, top Japanese companies do prefer you a lot. And but if you want to go on and really, how do I say this, do your best as an engineer, then having a master's degree is the standard. But of course, companies do hire you if you're a bachelor's grad as well, of course. And as I said again, job hunting happens. You apply to the companies, they evaluate you, and then you proceed to a job. And one other point is that in recent years, the MEXT alumni network is also becoming pretty strong. So they also help in job hunting and stuff like that. So it's not like you come to Japan and then you're alone. No, there are various support systems that are offered by, well, even your university, the MEXT alumni, and all sorts of connections that you can utilize. So yeah. And with this in mind, I'd like to conclude with a few final points, which is that the language barrier that you think would be there, right? And I wouldn't want to sugarcoat it. It is, of course, there. There is a language barrier, but with enough perseverance and enough spirit, you can definitely overcome it. And the more active you are in trying to learn Japanese, you will definitely get better and get to a level that you can live comfortably and ace your classes and all. And as for living alone in a whole other country, right? As long as you've got a strong spirit and you're not the kind to fall back after a small setback, you will overcome and you will be able to fully develop here in Japan. And living alone in Japan has taught me a lot of stuff, which includes how to live independently and also financial independence. And it's definitely sharpened my survival skills and also my social skills as well. So my final word to all the aspirants out there would be that you put in the work, you put yourself out there, and you will definitely see the results. And I wish everybody the best of luck in your next endeavors, and I hope to see you in Japan someday. Right. Good luck, everyone, and thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Sharuma-san. ありがとうございました。Right. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Ayush Kumar Dixit-san. Mr. Dixit-san, the floor is yours.
Can you guys see me? Okay, so I'll try to share my screen. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So, okay. So for my introduction, my name's Ayush, and I got the 2024 College of Technology COD scholarship, which is called KOSEN in Japanese. And well, for the first year of my scholarship, I went to the language school in Tokyo called TJLEC, which stands for Tokyo Japanese Language Education Center. And after that 1 year, I came to my current college, that is National Institute of Technology, Kagawa, basically KOSEN. And my major is computer science. Okay, moving on. So, okay, I'll start with a explanation of how my journey has been yet, the 2 years in Japan. So the first year was in the language school, as I said before. And for the language school, if you are opting for KOSEN, College of Technology, you will most certainly go to Tokyo in this particular school. And yeah, well, when I went there, I didn't have any Japanese proficiency, and by the end of the year, I had N2. So that tells a lot about how good the school was in the academics. But apart from the academics, you get to make so many friends from so many countries, and it's just such a lovely year that I think I'll keep that year as the best out of the whole course yet. And like even all the senpais, all the seniors say the same thing, that the language school was the best year of the whole course. Okay, so the school is located in Shinjuku. I guess a lot of people might have heard of Shinjuku. It's a pretty famous district in Tokyo. So it's literally in the heart of the city, and you get to roam around in the city. Like Tokyo is one of the biggest cities in the world, so it's a good time. The academics is not just Japanese, also it's maths and physics along with Japanese. And yeah, you do learn maths and physics in Japanese, and the teachers are pretty good, so don't need to worry about it. Okay, moving on. So my first year was in Tokyo, which is a very big mega city, but from Tokyo I moved on to a countryside, uh, Kagawa. But like in Kagawa, I moved to a countryside part, And my college, in my college, I'm doing computer science. I already have spent 1 year, and like this is my second year going into the college. But since you laterally enter the college during the third year, technically it's my fourth year of the degree, but this is my second year of the college. Well, you'll understand that later in the presentation. Okay, so well, for the second year, third year, and fourth year of me being in Japan, I'm gonna be in this college getting my associate bachelor's degree, not bachelor's, I'd say associate degree, which is equivalent to a diploma in India. Okay, so the life here, I'd say, is very different from what you would imagine being in a university in a big city. The thing is, there are less international students, and you're probably going to be one of the only international student in your own class among all the Japanese people. While it might sound a bit, what to say, overwhelming, but trust me, it's like the deepest Japanese experience that you can get is being offered to you here. You get to be in between all these Japanese people. You just get to indulge in their culture really deeply, and it's genuinely very blessing, I'd say. And if you are like applying for KOSEN, you should expect to be in the countryside for at least 3 years of the whole program. And in KOSENs as well, the first year is just to say like the normal subjects that everyone learns. Well, it's not just physics, chemistry, and maths though. There's no chemistry, physics, maths, and a lot of engineering subjects like, well, for me, since I'm a computer science major, for me it's like digital circuits and C and Python and electrical circuits and a mix of a lot of things. But going into the fourth year, a lot of general subjects get cut off, and it's mainly core subjects. And as I have mentioned here, research labs. So a core part of the fourth and fifth year of the course is the research lab. You basically join a lab under a professor, and you get to do very deep research on whatever topic you want. And yeah, you get the funding, you get the tools, and whatever you want. And it's a pretty different experience, to be honest. So for 2 years, you get to build something really meaningful and immersive. Okay, so I'll try to explain the whole KOSEN process here. So the first year was the language prep year, 2024 to 2025. That's the first year of my scholarship. Second year is me getting into the KOSEN via lateral entry, and this is the second year of the scholarship. Third year is again being in the KOSEN. Fourth year is again being in the KOSEN, and I'll graduate around 2028. That's the fourth year of my scholarship. So what you can do, you have two options from here. Either you can directly go to employment, that is join the workforce, or you can transfer into a university to complete your bachelor's degree. Well, while most of the international students transfer to a university, it's not unknown for people to directly go to employment because it's a known thing in Japan that if you are graduating from a KOSEN, you will get much more employment offers compared to a normal student. So the ratio is pretty high. So a lot of Japanese people go to direct employment because the money is high and get the job for sure. So, okay, well, I am going to transfer into university. So these were my 4 years of the KOSEN. And when these are done, I'll transfer into a university and that will add 2 more years to my degree. So that's 6 years. And I'll have my undergrad degree around 2030. So compared to the MEXT UG degree, it's 1 more year, but there is another twist which I will talk about later. So getting into the university is not straightforward. you have to appear for a transfer exam, which is called Hinyushiken. And yeah, it's a written exam along with an interview. So basically, after you're done with your fourth year in the KOSEN, you enter the fifth year and start shortlisting what universities you want to go into. And after you are done with that, you apply to that university, give the written exam, and if you pass the written exam, you are required to appear for an interview. And if you pass that interview as well, you can get into the university. But while this may seem hard to some people, but if you do really well in your KOSEN, you can take the recommendation path, which is basically if you have high grades, your KOSEN is gonna recommend you to a university of your choice. And well, that recommendation makes things pretty much easier for you because you'll probably not have to give the written exam, and there is only going to be an interview where they'll ask you not very technical questions. They might in some cases, but mostly it's like that. And even in some cases, there are some known universities like Nagaoka and Toyohashi, which take the KOSEN directly if they get the recommendation from their KOSEN. You don't have to give any interview or written exam, and you can directly go into the university. Now, going into the university, the scholarship that you'll have throughout the KOSEN is not guaranteed. You'll have to apply for the scholarship extension, which is mostly dependent on your grades, the GPA that you secure during the first 2 years in KOSEN, and your attendance. Well, attendance you have to keep pretty high being in a KOSEN, not just for the scholarship, to be honest. Every Japanese person also has a pretty high attendance percentage, so it's, I think, an understood thing. But the classes are fun. It's not like just hardcore studying, put your head down and do the lessons. It's it's a lot of fun. It's like engaging into activities, doing practical things, and it's more like a bonding session with all the Japanese people. And since you are the only international student in the whole class, it's like everyone is coming to you, teaching you their stuff and their traditions and their language, and it's genuinely very fun. Well, the classes genuinely are not daunting at all. They are pretty fun, I'd say. Like every day, you get to know something really deep and new about the Japanese culture, which you wouldn't being uh like just a normal tourist or something. Like it's a very deep experience, is what I mean to say. Well, before I end it, I want to explain this route a bit more. So, like after your KOSEN grad, if you decide to go into the workforce, you'll only have a diploma and not a bachelor's degree. So like if you decide to do that, the thing is, the KOSEN degree is only like recognized in Japan. So that's something that you should keep in mind. But yeah, as I said before, most of the international students do manage to get into a university. So yeah, that's about it for my presentation. Thank you so much. And while the exam might seem a bit hard, well, it seemed so to me as well. But I'd say just work hard and you might get the scholarship. And I'll hope to see you guys in Japan one day. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ayusha-san. Okay, before we move on to the next speaker, we have received many questions about regarding the recording of this webinar. So I would like to tell you that today's session recording will be updated to the UTokyo India office website in the coming days. So please check our website, and the QR code will be shared in the end of this session. So, okay. All right. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Vinayak Dangwar-san. Mr. Dangwar-san, the floor is yours.
Hi, good evening. Am I visible and audible?
Yes.
Just a second, I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Is my screen visible at the moment?
Yes.
And am
Yes.
I visible?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So hi guys. First of all, I would like to thank the Japan Embassy for giving me this opportunity. And so without further ado, let's just dive in. So first of all, today's agenda is like my self-introduction, then why Japan is amazing, and then the next STC program, and then finally some of my advices. So starting off a self-introduction. Hi guys, my name is Vinayak Dangwal, and I'm actually from Delhi. And I came to Japan last year in April in 2025 through the MEXT scholarship, which is a specialized training college program. And I had like 1 year of Japanese language program, and I graduated this March from Jasso, Osaka. And from now on, I'll be pursuing character animation for 2 years in the Osaka Information and Computer Science College. As for my hobbies, I like making films, I like watching anime, I like playing football, going on trips, and a lot of other stuff. And I aim to become an anime director in the future. Moving on, here are some of my favorite animes: Attack on Titan, Your Name, and fun fact: I've actually met the director of Your Name, Shinkai Makoto-san, and finally Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Then moving on, the schools I am in. So first of all, on the left side we have Jasso Osaka, which was my language school for 1 year, and I graduated it this March. And on the right side we have the Osaka Information and Computer Science College, which I am right now going to. First of all, congratulations to each and every one of you for selecting Japan as your study in abroad program. I mean, Japan is an amazing country, and I think that it has been said a million times by a million people with various reasons. And I'll be just giving three of my personal reasons, or just some vague reasons that I think that Japan is actually amazing. So here we go. The first one is that Japan is beautiful. And I have to say that it is really, really beautiful, because even the pictures that I'm showing right now, these are not any Pinterest photos or caught like they were like, taken by a camera or something. It's just normal pictures that were taken from a phone. And they just turned out to be so good because Japan itself is so pretty. You can see the sakura on the left one. And then in the center one, we have this highland, which is the Sony Kogen in Nara, which I went recently, and me again. And on the right side, you can see the autumn fall. This is from Uji, Kyoto. And you can see so many colors throughout the seasons in Japan. So, like, just traveling around Japan and being in Japan makes one feel so good. And it's just an uplifted feeling overall, just because it's so beautiful. Then the second reason is Japan is convenient. Oh my God, Japan is so convenient. I mean, like from my personal experience, I was making this presentation last night, and at about 1 a.m., I took all of these, like not the center one, of course, but like the left one and the right one. I went to a convenience store because I was just so tired, and I went there and took those photos because it's just so convenient that even at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. at night, I can just go to a convenience store. And like in India, like when we were kids, we would usually tell our parents, like our fathers, like at like 10 p.m. at the night, oh, we forgot to like bring the printouts for tomorrow's school. And then our parents would like scold us because like at 10 p.m. all the shops are already closed. But here in Japan we have like convenience stores which are operated 24/7. And you can get, so on the left side we have this printing machine, so you can print stuff even at night. On the right side, I actually wanted to like have a coffee at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. at the night, and I could just go there and buy anything. And it's just so convenient in general because, as you can see even in the center picture, The roads are clean, they are systematic. You have separate lanes for bicycle, and the walking pavements are good. So all in all, Japan itself is such a convenient place to be in with such a high civic sense. So I think like if you really want to move to Japan, it's a really good idea. Then finally coming to Japan fosters globalization. So as I just told you guys last year, I spent 1 year in Jaso Osaka, the Japanese language school, and I have to say that it was the most amazing year of my life. Because when you actually come to Japan, and not just Japan in general, but when you go abroad to study, you get to meet so many people, so many different cultures, so many different countries, and especially Jaso, the school that I went to, had such a huge role in like making me meet people. And I was going to events literally like every other week. There were just so many events, and most of them were free because it was sponsored by a school. So like we also had like the Osaka Expo last year. Fortunately, I was able to go there like 4 to 5 times, and just one ticket costs around 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. And I went there like 4 or 5 times for free just because like our school sponsored it. So there were so many events in the previous year itself. Like every other week, I had to literally take out time for myself just so that I can relax. And I'm actually glad that I went to each and every one of those events because it just made me feel more connected to the country and to the culture. But at the same time, you get to meet so many new people. There's people from so many countries, and you get to, just interact with them and get to know their culture and their language, what they eat, how they live, and then you spend time with them. So it's such an amazing time. Like on the left side, we actually went for a barbecue, and it's actually a photo from the sunset, so it looks really amazing. In the center, once we actually had like an annual fest, which you can say, and we made everyone dance on Indian songs. Like even over here, you can see most of us are not Indians who are actually performing here. We even made our Japanese principal dance to like Kala Chashma and Saddi Gali like songs. So it's actually amazing that when you move to Japan or to any other country in general, you get to meet so many people from so many places. So you yourself develop not just internally, but your personality, like just interacting with more people. So I think that's a really great point when you think of coming to like just to study abroad anywhere. Then the main thing, study in Japan. So, there are various ways to study in Japan. You can come by your own money. You can sponsor yourself. Apart from that, there are various scholarships, just like the MEXT scholarship. We have Mitsubishi UFJ Foundation scholarship. You also have the JASO scholarship, and there are other private scholarships too. But since today's agenda is MEXT scholarship, I would just like to delve a little bit into it. So, as you know that there are different levels of the MEX scholarship. We have the undergraduate program for like 4 years plus one language year. Then you have the College of Technology KOSEN for 3 years, specialized training college, which is my program. That's for 2 years. Then you have the master's program, teacher training program, and the Japanese studies program. So today I want to talk about the STC program, which is the specialized training college program. First of all, it is for 2 years plus 1 year for your language studies. The language studies, you have to attend it, like you can't skip it. There are procedures to skip it in the undergraduate, I guess, but in SCC, you can't skip it. You have to go for 1 year, and I highly recommend you go for that 1 year because it was literally amazing. So some of the benefits are like full tuition fee waiver. Then you have the monthly stipend of like 120,000 yen, and it's enough. Like a lot of people ask me, like, is it enough? It is. I mean, and even if it isn't, like, you can do a part-time job here, but like just like 1 day a week, that's it. That's all that requires. It's not like you're like working 6 7 days a week, but even 120,000 is more than enough to live over here. And so, what is the specialized training college program about? So, you have your universities that are for 4 year courses. Then you have your like KOSEN, is a College of Technology. It's like 3 year courses, but those are for like usually courses for science. Then comes the technical colleges for like 2 years. So here you get a certificate. You don't get a degree, but you get a certificate. And it is usually for courses that are not present in universities, such as you can see over here. You have courses like film, video, manga, illustration, animation. I got into animation. Then you have like barber, cosmetology, nursery teaching. So like there are so many courses that are not present in university that require specialized training. So for that we have this 2 year STC program. There are so many technical colleges all across Japan, and one good thing about is that after 2 years you can actually extend, which is called the HENU, the same thing everyone just talked about. You can extend your scholarship for a 4 year course directly into a university. So it's not necessary that you have to, that you'll end up with a 2 year course certificate. If you like study really well and you pass the the HENU exam, then you might even be able to get into a university and actually get a degree. So that is a good thing about the STC program. Now, as you guys know, the timeline for like this year is like 25th May is the submission of documents, 2nd of June, the result of the document screening. Then you have the written exam, the interview, which is going to be online, and then the results of the first screening. So first of all, the document screening. So there are different types of documents that you need to submit, and you need to submit them in like two envelopes. One is for the copy and one is for the original. The originals don't necessarily mean original. They are just copies which are attested by a school, by a principal, or like which affirms that these certificates are legitimate. So there are various like different documents. You can go through them on the website itself, and here are some of the samples. Like, and this I actually think like the document screening is a really important step. So I hope you guys like really delve into your recommendation letter as well as the application form, and really like think before submitting it, write it properly and get it done in like a really great way. Then you have the written exam. There are three exams, which is the English test, the maths test, and the Japanese test. I would recommend you to be good at least two, like thinking that English, everyone knows English. So either you be really good at maths or be really good at Japanese. It would be better if you're good at all three. But even two is a really good chance for you to get into the scholarship. Then you have the interview, and the interview is after you clear the written exam, and it's usually done by the embassy, and it's usually to check how much motivation you have to go to Japan and to pursue your goals. Then you have the results of the first screening. So once you're done with the document screening, um, the written exam and the interview, then you get the result of your first screening at the end of July. And after that, then comes a long wait. Then you have to wait for like 5 6 months till your finals. So like after the first screening, your results are taken, and then they are taken to Tokyo, where they evaluate like from all around the world. So like it takes 5 6 months, and then finally around the end of December, you get the result of a second screening. And if you pass it, then congratulations. You'll be living your life in Japan. So finally, my advice. So I just have three advices for you, only three advices for you, which I really want you to know. First advice is start learning Japanese early. Even if you are at zero, I'm not talking to you from the perspective of giving the examination of Japanese, that okay, so in 1 month you'll be able to learn like N3 level, N2 level Japanese, and you're gonna ace the exam. It's not for that. It's just so that even when you start learning Japanese, you are training your mind, and you're manifesting that you are going to Japan, you will go to Japan. So like when after a year, if you get a scholarship and you actually make it to Japan, you don't start from zero. Even though we have the Japanese language school, which is like really good, and they're going to help you get to a really good level in Japanese, but it would be really nice if you start even a little bit of Japanese from now. So my recommendation is like studying it from Mina Nihongo, which is the book, and this YouTube channel which is called Nihongo. She explains really well, and she like follows the Mina Nihongo, so it's a really complementary thing. Second is every experience is a learning. So I just want you guys to let you know that failure doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. This was actually my second attempt when I got in. My first attempt was in 2021, and I didn't fail it because of the COVID virus. The scholarship actually got cancelled, so I couldn't get in. So I was really sad at that point of time. But then I got into college, and for 3 years, like I was in that college, and I'm really grateful that I went to that college because I was able to make really great friends. And then after graduating from my college, I again gave the next exam and then I got in. So even if you fail, that doesn't mean it's the end. You can always have a second chance. It can be next year. For me, it was like 4 years. I took my second chance after 4 years. So it's not the same for everyone. Just stick to it. And if you really are determined towards your goal, then I think you're going to get it. And finally, start speaking up. This, I actually want to tell everyone. Even right now, I know so many people who came to Japan and they don't talk to anyone, they don't communicate, they don't go anywhere. And it's fine. Some people have introvert personalities, and it's completely fine. But what I want to say is that when you're in an international environment, it is really important that you talk to people, not necessarily talk to people like just go and talk anything to them, but like have courage, have if you want to express something, like even start from today, like if you have any questions, put it in the chat. Don't shy away from asking, because that is you expressing yourself. So don't shy out, speak out. Okay. And finally, yeah, I mean, these are all my photos. Like we went to Mount Fuji and then Halloween, and we also celebrated Holi in Japan. So finally, I just want to like first congratulate all of you that you actually took this step to get into this orientation, and all the best. Don't give up. And if you have any doubts, I've also attached my Instagram as well as my contact for my email ID, so you can ask me there. But really, all the best, and I hope that someday I'll be able to meet you guys in Japan. Thank you.